Back in 2012, I had recently started pursuing my MBA. Being an introvert student, presenting in front of others were always a challenging task for me. Even simple class presentations, along with other team members, were enough to make my knees feel weak. I am the kind of person who usually sits there, watches confident presenters speaking on the stage. For someone like me, being on the stage is beyond the wildest dream. It is with the help of many people that I have reached on this stage. There are many people behind my transformation and this journey. These are the people who inspired me to make right choices. Today, I would like to share two stories with you. The story of connecting dots of my life and why connecting dots for others is a dream worth pursuing. I was a regular student, quietly making my way through MBA before I realized that I need to get involved in other activities to demonstrate skill sets on my resume. So first step I took in that direction is I got out of my comfort zone and I took leadership of our University SHRM chapter. That leadership opportunity taught me to expand my horizons. So I started taking more challenging courses. From those courses, I met many influential and inspiring professors. I realized the power of a good professor in our life, how easily they can bring out the best in you. Along the way, making my connections, I yielded a job opportunity on campus. I entered and won the entrepreneurship competition of our university. One success led to another, and when I was graduating, I was selected as the commencement speaker. It was right then, everything I did in past few years made perfect sense to me. Each class I took, each person I met, each professor I knew, everything made just perfect sense. Because if I had not taken those exact courses with those exact professors, I would have never realized my potential. And that means I would have never achieved my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. I could clearly see back and see those dots connecting for me to make a meaningful image of my success. I talked about my dream of being entrepreneur. Introvert by nature, I always found it challenging to connect with someone and network. I had made few friends, but the most I was challenging was in finding the resourceful students. Then one day, one of my friends talked about the difficulty he was facing in finding the tutor for accounting. Out of hundreds of students on campus knowing accounting so well, he couldn't find one person to help him. Suddenly, I saw each student on campus as a scattered dot on map trying to connect with each other. But there was no easy way. Someone was trying to sell their books. Someone was buying those books. Someone was looking for tutor. Someone was trying to make money by offering tutoring. But they had no idea how to find each other. I decided them to connect with each other. With that vision in mind, along with two of my other friends, I decided to bring a platform, online platform, for students to connect with each other. And that is how the idea of connecting campus lives was born. We called it Wolfie List. Launching Wolfie List was not an easy venture. In my journey to entrepreneurship, I met so many people that said why I would not succeed. When I met them, I realized from the experience that too often people would judge you based on their own background, experience, and failures. When I encountered such people, I made a choice. I made a choice of not giving up by accepting their measure for success. As Einstein said, everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb on a tree, it will spend its whole life believing that it is stupid. It is not easy to achieve any dream. So to turn Wolfie List into reality was also not easy, to say the least. As a Wolfie List co-founder, I went through a little setback. It was when Wolfie List was under its developing phase. I was a full-time student, had part-time job, and I was managing the project of Wolfie List. It was getting overwhelming at times. And we had no guarantee of success. The definition of a successful business is so stereotyped in our mind that one day I was contemplating my own choices. It is then I did what most of us do in stressful times. I picked up the phone and called my friend Gitanjali. I talked to her about my confusions. And she so simply talked me out of the dilemma. She said, "Are you kidding? This is what you are born for. Go for it." I first laughed at her words. But then those simple words lifted my spirit. I got back onto what I was doing with my full passion. Every new idea needs some source of inspiration. My inspiration comes from my parents' trust in my abilities and the lessons that I have learned from my professors. One of my professors, Professor Aguayo, said this in his very first class. The main purpose of business is not to make money. It is to add value to society. And that is what exactly I was trying to do. I was trying to connect these dots for students. I wanted them to have a platform to post their needs, to find resourceful students, may it be exchanging books, carpooling, tutoring, or finding a roommate. So back then, when I recalled my professor's words, I was confident that I was on the right path. Today, after 8 months of launch of wolfielist.com, we have more than 300 Stony Brook students already using it. I think my friend, my parents, and my professor are the dots that connected to make this success possible. In my journey as an entrepreneur, I have learned 2 lessons. First, success is not a destination. It is a journey where you never give up. Second, failures are inevitable. But success is only achieved by following your passion. So it is possible that we will fail. Failure teaches us great lessons. But to get back up, we need some encouragement and trust that we are doing right. What matters is what lifts us in those little moments of weakness. For me, it was encouraging words from my friend, support of my parents, and the guidance from my professors. Please take 5 seconds. Think about who contributed in your success. Who was there, indirectly or directly, to lift your spirits up? Who never judged you based on your failure at something? Who made a significant change in your life? 5 seconds, I will count. Now these people who came to your mind are the prominent dots that contributed in your success. I want all of us here to know that we can be that person for someone else. We can inspire someone in doing better. We can inspire someone in following their passion. We can be that dot for someone else. We do not need to donate $1 million. Although, if you can, that is great too. Often, simple, encouraging words are enough to lift someone's spirit up. There are so many micro ways in which we can inspire someone. Tell someone how good they are for the service they provided you. Write thank you to someone who did a selfless act for you. Write a letter of recommendation to that person's boss. Let someone know that they are making a difference in this world. Teach someone something that is very easy for you but very difficult for them. There are so many ways you can inspire someone. We may not realize it right away, but success and inspiration leaves its ripple effects. You never know how many lives you would change by encouraging just one person. Research has shown that when you help others, your own happiness increases, pain tolerance goes up, and your blood pressure lowers. There are so many societal benefits of helping others that directly leads to your own happiness and success. Social scientists Fowler and Christakis has demonstrated that the act of happiness is contagious. That means when you help someone, that in turn inspires them to help someone else. You might have read about this news report about the chain reaction that occurred when someone at a drive-thru restaurant paid for the coffee for driver behind them. People keep generous behavior going for hours. When you uplift someone else, that in turn makes you happy as well. The research has proved that happiness spreads. That means when people around us are happy, we become happier as well. It is by doing these simple acts, indirectly you are becoming those prominent dots in someone else's life, although you may not realize it right away. Napoleon Hill, one of the great writers on success of all time, has said, "It is literally true that by helping others, you can succeed best and the quickest." We have to realize that we are given that ability to inspire someone. No matter how ordinary you think you are, you can inspire someone, make a positive change in someone else's life. You can be that dot for someone. So let us just make sure to not let our abilities go unused, so that years from now, when they will try to connect the dots of life, they will think of you. Thank you. Thank you.